All right, guys, I'm going to tell you all about the Haven Tent XL today. Here I am, the first still frame, kind of just setting it up. Now, this initial setup of the tent overall probably took me about 15 minutes, and that's with filling up the air mattress and everything. It was my first time, and I didn't really know my way around the tent. So it took just a minute to get it kind of figured out. So here I am just kind of unwrapping the parts, obviously just getting the standard hammock set all up. Pretty straightforward in terms of that. So the straps come, kind of like normal hammock straps. You've got one end that's long, just has a loop on it, and then the other end of the strap has various sewn loops. And so here, what we're doing is we're getting the air mattress put up. The stuff sack becomes the pump, which is pretty ingenious. I kind of like that. The sack actually has a pump valve on the bottom of it, and you plug that right into the air mattress. And what it does then is you just kind of blow air into the top of that mattress, and you squeeze it out down into the mattress, and it blows it up. It's I find a little bit nicer than having to use your breath to constantly blow into there. Plus you don't want all that condensation building up on the inside of your mattress and stuff. So I don't know. I kind of liked it. Couple little instances here of doing that. You can see how it fills with air, and then you just kind of squeeze it out down into the mattress. Pretty cool. Obviously here got the mattress put into the Haven tent. It's kind of nice because it sits all the way down tight in those corners, those bottom corners all the way around. Fits very snug and nice, so you're not worrying about your mattress slipping around. I will take just a minute here to insert a specifications sheet for you guys, just so that you are aware which one I'm dealing with. So I've highlighted in green. Total weight is 7 pounds, 10.5 ounces, which, it's not a lightweight setup. You can understand it is a complete tent and an air mattress in one, complete with Rainfly. So if you had a 1 or 2 person tent that weighed, 4 pounds, and a 1 pound air mattress, you might be at 5, where this is like 7.5. Yeah, I understand. It's a little bit heavier than some other things, might be a little bit bulkier, but you are up off the ground, which is nice. And it is the only hammock of its kind where you can lay completely flat, which is why I got it, because I am a side sleeper and I have to be flat, but I want to be up off the ground. I like a hammock, so it's kind of neat. So the Rainfly, I got in a camo pattern just because I like the idea of being a little bit more invisible in the woods, especially, not this time of year where it's winter and there's no leaves on the trees, obviously stands out like a sore thumb. But I like, when there's green and there's vegetation and whatnot, to kind of be able to blend in. I don't like bright colors out in the woods. It just kind of seems contrary to me. So this is what I like. So I got the camo one. And the Rainfly actually is really nice. One thing to note up there along that ridge line of the hammock, the Haven tent, some things that you normally have to worry about is like, well, what if it rains? Does the rain follow the tent straps, or, the hammock straps down and then starts draining down the side of your tent? And in this case, they've thought of that. And just the way that it's designed, if the water, once it runs down those straps and hits the tent, actually stays on the outside of the tent on waterproofed material. So there's really no way for it to drain down inside and get your tent wet. Pretty nice. And the Rainfly, of course, attaches at 6 different points around the tent, but plus you could also just guy it out if you wanted more airflow. So one thing that I did realize as I was setting it up is it's a little bit deceptive how much it sags. Like on a normal hammock, when you set your straps, you kind of you don't expect to sag all that much, but actually the Haven tent sags a bit more than you would think because it's deeper than a standard hammock. So the bottom that you're seeing there, the green down at the bottom, closest to the ground, is actually closer to the ground than a standard hammock would be. So it's just a little bit of a training mindset when you set it up to put the straps higher than you think they need to be. And here I am readjusting it for about the third time And it does come with the carabiners, which are marked not for climbing usage, which I will probably swap out to some carabiners that are for climbing usage, not because I'm going to use them for climbing, but just because they are rated for heavier weight. But while I'm at it, that spec sheet did say that the maximum weight capacity of the Haven XL is 285 pounds. I'm a fairly good sized guy. I probably weigh 265. And, I didn't have any issues with the tent. Didn't hear any funny sounds or creaking or ripping or anything. So here I am inside the tent laying down. And as you can tell, the bulk of my weight up by my arm there that's sticking out of the tent, you can see how much that sags down towards the ground. So I think I needed that end to be up higher, obviously, if I wanted to lay flat, parallel, whatever. It is quite comfortable in there, and I had plenty of room as a big guy. I had to do with the XL. If I would have went with the normal size one, I think I'd have been cramped. But with the XL, I did have enough room, and I laid on both my sides and on my back, and it was definitely comfortable. So obviously, you could vary the pressure in the ground pad too to get just a little bit more firm of a surface, which I think I needed a little bit more air, but for the most part, pretty good. And then, I started taking everything down and, Rainfly first, got the air out of the air mattress. That was kind of the biggest pain in the butt because I didn't want to lay it down on all the sticks and debris on the ground and do my typical kind of like laying on it to force all the air out because I didn't want to puncture a hole in it. So actually getting all the air out while still standing was a little bit of a challenge. But other than that, I'll probably just figure out a different way to make that happen. All in all, guys, I think this is a pretty great option if you want to be in a hammock up off the ground, but you sleep on your side or you don't like being squeezed, around your body and on the sides of you by a standard hammock, this might be a really good option. Again, I like that it comes in the camo color. I like that it's got the ground pad built in, which will help insulate from, cold drafts and things that you get in a standard hammock. It's just got a lot of great features. It's not super cheap at $350 roughly, but you would pay that for a nice quality, two-person tent and ground pad as well. So I think it's appropriately priced, and I think it's a good option to throw in your kind of bug out bag or your get home bag or just your standard camping kit. So again, guys, more products that help you be everyday ready for the adventures you choose and the emergencies you don't.